What if one day you woke up knowing for sure that what your eyes see isn't the whole truth? What if you found out there's another way to see? Not with your physical eyes, but with the eye of your soul. This isn't just imagination or a poetic idea. It's a discovery hidden beneath years of habits, fears, and forgetting. Today, we're going to step into that discovery. Welcome to the secret practice of opening the third eye, the sacred gateway to inner vision. Throughout history, many cultures, from ancient Hindu mystics to Egyptian wise men, have talked about an invisible eye. This eye doesn't just see the physical world, but also senses the subtle energies around us. In Hinduism, it's called the Ajna chakra. In Egypt, it's known as the Eye of Horus. In Western spiritual traditions, it's often called the eye of the soul or clairvoyance. But why was this knowledge kept so secret? Why did it become forbidden? The answer is simple but powerful. Because seeing with the third eye means seeing the truth. And truth that can't be controlled is dangerous to those who want people to stay asleep. Opening this inner eye isn't just a trendy spiritual idea or curiosity. It's a bold act of freedom. It means taking back control of your own energy and breaking through the barriers set by systems that fear free, aware people connected to their higher purpose. In this video, we'll explore what the third eye really is, how it's been honored and hidden for thousands of years, and how you can open it in a safe and practical way. I'll share a technique that doesn't require secret rituals or complicated steps. You just need something you've always had inside. Your attention, your intention, and your presence. Get ready. Because once you open this door, you won't see life the same way again. Hidden things will start to show themselves. Signs from the universe will become clearer and more meaningful. Most importantly, you'll start to remember the part of you that's always known, the part that sees with the soul. Are you ready to see beyond? If yes, stick with me. What comes next could be the first step toward the most important awakening in your life. Long before modern science described perception as just brain signals, ancient cultures already knew humans have an invisible organ that sees beyond what we physically sense. This organ is the pineal gland, located right in the middle of the brain between the two halves. But it's more than just biology. For ancient wise people, it was the home of the soul, the eye of consciousness, the light that reveals the unseen. In Hinduism, the Ajna chakra sits on the forehead between the eyebrows. It's symbolized by a lotus with two petals, one for the logical mind, one for intuition. Tantric yoga teaches that when this chakra opens, you don't just see energies. You understand the meaning behind events. You don't see with your eyes, you know with your spirit. In ancient Egypt, the third eye was shown as the Eye of Horus, a symbol of protection, power, and insight. Its shape holds mathematical patterns still admired today, like the Fibonacci sequence and the golden ratio. But beyond that, the Eye of Horus was a map of the brain, especially the pineal gland. It wasn't just decoration, it was a guide for inner awakening. Western traditions are just as rich. Alchemists talked about the inner eye of the heart, Christian mystics about the single eye of the soul, echoing Jesus' words. If your eye is single, your whole body will be full of light. This eye is symbolic. It means unifying perception to go beyond seeing only opposites. When this happens, reality feels different. Not just matter, but vibration. Not just events, but meaningful dance. For centuries, this knowledge was hidden, not because it wasn't important, but because it was too powerful. Control needs people who obey and don't question. The third eye awakens judgment, willpower, and connection to the original source. That's why it was labeled dangerous or heretical. Not because it doesn't work, but because it works too well. Today, with all the distractions and false messages around us, Coming back to this wisdom is more than curiosity. It's a call from your soul. Inner vision can't be bought or forced. It's something you grow. And the best part? It was never fully closed, just asleep, waiting for you to wake it up. That awakening starts now. To open the third eye, first forget that it's some strange or rare gift. It's not an extra thing for only a few people. It's part of who you are. Like a flower bud inside your mind, it's always been there, waiting for you to stop, notice, and breathe. The third eye isn't a physical eye, but an energy center connected to the pineal gland. This small, pine cone-shaped gland sits in the center of your brain between the two halves. And that's not random. Many cultures say this is where humans connect with the divine. The pineal gland makes melatonin, which helps control sleep. But ancient texts say it can also produce a mystical substance called DMT, a molecule linked to spiritual visions. Scientists still debate this, but you don't need to take anything to access it. You just need to open the natural channel inside you, your focused attention. How? With intention, breathing, and a special technique. But before I share the technique, know this. The third eye isn't about seeing visions or hallucinations. Its real job is to show you the truth behind what you already see. It's the center of clarity and wise judgment. Opening it means seeing more deeply, not seeing things that aren't there, the hidden feelings of others, the meaningful signs from the universe, the unseen patterns in your life. These come alive when you activate the third eye. This practice wasn't banned because it's dangerous, but because it changes people, making them harder to control, more intuitive, and more connected. And that's a problem for systems built on control. Here's the first step. Create a space of silence. The third eye doesn't open in noise or rush. It needs stillness. Not just outside, but inside. A calm silence that comes when you step away from endless thoughts and fully focus on the present moment. The second step is focus. Not forcing your mind, but gently tuning your attention to the center of your forehead. Imagine a soft violet light starting to pulse there. You don't have to actually see it with your eyes closed. Just feel it. This light shines inward, like a beacon lighting up your soul. The third step is rhythm. The best way to open the third eye is with steady, conscious breathing. Breathe in for 4 counts. Hold for 4. Breathe out for 4. Pause for 4. This square breathing technique is used in many traditions to help bring inner vision. While breathing, picture each breath feeding that violet light on your forehead. Slowly, it begins to spin like a small galaxy waking up. Each spin lifts a veil. Each breath out releases a false belief. Eventually, you stop imagining and start remembering. How to see without eyes. How to sense from your deepest self. This is just the beginning. The light is turning on. Once the third eye awakens, you won't see the world the same way. There's a glow behind things, a quiet hum in empty spaces, a new meaning in words that once felt plain. This isn't a trick of the mind. It's the first glimpse into a hidden layer of reality, always there but covered by obvious distractions. Opening the third eye is only the start. The real work is learning to keep that clear vision steady. Like any muscle, the Ajna chakra needs regular practice to stay strong. Many beginners chase quick, flashy experiences, colors, visions, lights. But true third eye vision is quiet, deep, and sometimes uncomfortable. One early sign you're seeing from this place is that you become very aware of other people's real feelings and energy. You'll notice when someone's words don't match their vibe. Your body becomes like a radar, sensing masks and hidden intentions. This sensitivity isn't for judging others, but for growing compassion. We all live with unconscious patterns, and now you can see them. But this new sight also brings challenges. First, beware of spiritual ego. When the third eye opens, your ego might take credit, feeling special or superior. Many get stuck here. But true vision isn't about standing out. It's about serving. Seeing more is not a prize. It's a responsibility. Second, don't rush the process. If the third eye opens too fast or without grounding, you might feel anxious, restless, or disconnected from your body. That's why it's important to balance it with your lower chakras, especially your root chakra. Spiritual vision needs to be grounded in reality to avoid escape. Think of it like holding a powerful flashlight. You need a steady grip so it lights the way without blinding you. How do you keep this vision steady? First, daily practice. Short, regular sessions are better than occasional long ones. Spend a few minutes at sunrise or sunset focusing on your forehead and breathing quietly to keep the channel open. Second, be mindful about what you take in. Choose your surroundings, conversations, and media carefully. Everything you absorb either feeds or dulls your inner vision. Notice what dims it and what lifts it up. Third, keep a journal of symbols and patterns. Don't write every experience, but note repeated images, colors, or phrases. The universe talks in symbols, and your third eye helps you understand them. Fourth, stay connected to your body. Practices like yoga, mindful walking, or dance help ground your inner vision. The clearer your body awareness, the sharper your soul's sight becomes. Remember, seeing more isn't about noticing things others don't. It's about seeing what was always there, but on a deeper level. The world hasn't changed, your view of it has. And with this new view, everything gains new meaning. The veil is lifted, but the journey goes on. Living with an open third eye doesn't mean withdrawing from life. It means living more fully, seeing the invisible in everyday moments, and sensing the true essence beneath appearances. In short, living awake. One key to keeping this vision alive is practicing mindfulness without judgment. Your inner sight will show things you might rather ignore. Your own shadows, others' patterns, false beliefs you once accepted. Many shut down here, not because they can't see, but because seeing hurts. Yet that pain is the first step toward freedom. No longer living on autopilot, but from truth. Here are some important tips. First, put your vision into action. Seeing without doing doesn't help. If you notice manipulation in a relationship, don't just watch. Take steps. If your job drains your light, make changes. The third eye isn't a decoration. It's a compass pointing you toward your purpose. You have to follow its path. Second, protect your energy like your home. Seeing more means feeling more. Your energy field becomes sensitive and open. Crowded places, bad news, or toxic people can snuff out your light. This isn't about isolating yourself, but about using tools. Salt baths, cleansing meditations, soothing sounds, to keep your space clear. Third, don't get stuck chasing experiences. Many start seeing colors, sensing presences, or hearing messages and think that's the goal. The real goal is remembering who you truly are. Everything else is just a signpost, not the destination. Fourth, use your gift to help others. If you see what others can't, don't show off. Support. You can be a quiet light for those still finding their way, not with fancy words, but by simply being present. Sometimes just looking at someone with soulful attention lets them feel truly seen for the first time. Fifth, be patient. The third eye doesn't open all at once. It's like a flower slowly blooming in the light of your daily intention. Some days are clear, others foggy, and that's all part of the process. It's not about forcing your vision, but letting it come gently, with humility. Finally, remember, you're not just looking outward. You're seeing through yourself. Every image, feeling, or message is a reflection of your own soul. Don't be afraid of what you see. Welcome it. In this vision, you'll realize there's no separation between you and the universe. There's only one eye, the eye of spirit, waking up to see itself. Everything on this path leads to one deep truth. The third eye is not a gift, but a sacred responsibility. Awakening doesn't make you better than others. It makes you more aware, more connected to life and its endless symbols. You've crossed an invisible but very real line. On the other side, there are no promises of power, only calls to be present, honest, and compassionate. We've explored the mysteries of the pineal gland, its link to inner light, the ancient practices that awaken it, and the challenges of keeping this vision open. You've learned that this secret technique isn't hidden because it's dangerous, but because it gives you the power to see clearly without filters. In a world that often prefers comfortable blindness, to truly see is to rebel. But what does it really mean to see? It means noticing what's beneath the surface, discovering the invisible connections between things that seem separate, understanding that every meeting, every word, every feeling has a deeper energy behind it. To see is to step into the sacred design of existence and realize nothing is out of place. Chaos has its own pattern, pain carries lessons, and the universe is working with you, not against you. This awakening doesn't happen in a sudden mystical moment. It happens every time you choose silence over judgment, kindness over anger, presence over distraction. The third eye isn't an escape. It's a doorway to live fully and deeply in the world. Now that you know this, there's no going back. You can't unsee what you've seen. You can't pretend you don't know. And that's a gift, because in this new way of seeing, even small things, a breeze, a look, repeating numbers, a tear with no clear cause, become messages from the universe reminding you that you're on the right path, ready, but not alone. Share this vision, not by forcing it, but by inspiring others. Many eyes are still closed, waiting for a word, a story, a look to remind them of what they've forgotten. You can be that light. If this message speaks to you, if something inside you has awakened, I invite you to subscribe, like, and share this video with others searching for truth, not for the sake of numbers, but because light grows when it spreads. Remember, it's not about seeing new things, but about seeing with new eyes. Open your vision, live clearly, and let your inner sight always connect you to the sacred.